It's the morning here, and good way to start off the day is with some Cowboy coffee. So we have this Happy Hunting. It's Black Rifle coffee. I like this kind. This is the best kind to get. Nothing warms you up for the great hunt like a freshly made cup of coffee. All right, so for people who love America, this is the coffee. We're going to show you how to do this Cowboy style. The first thing we're going to do is we got this mason jar here. And this mason jar, it's 6 inches to the rim. So we're going to go to about 5 ounces. Sorry, 6 ounces to the rim. We're going to go about 5 ounces. And you can go more, you can go a little less. But that's about the strength that we like it for the morning. It's about that 5 ounce strength. There we go. So our outdoor kitchen here is basically a carport right now, but it's a work in progress. All this stuff is stuff that we pulled out of the post office there. We're getting ready. Got a dumpster coming in 2 weeks, but we got a little outdoor kitchen set up here. Got some Entenmann donuts. There's the coffee I just made, or I didn't make it yet. They just poured the grounds in the mason jar. But you take your coffee pot, get rid of this. We're not going to use the percolator. Now, it's even better if it's got a little bit of grounds from last time in there, which it does. There's some grounds from about 2 weeks ago, the last time we were up here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rinse those grounds out. I don't use soap on this coffee pot, and I got this from a cowboy on YouTube, this kind of recipe here. See that black coffee coming out of it? But he said one thing you never do is you don't use soap, because the old coffee grounds, they help to flavor it. Now for our coffee, what we do is we take 2 bottles of water, because there's 2 of us drinking it. So I'm going to pour 2 bottles of water in this pot. Once again, remember, there's no percolator in there. Right now we just got a pot with water, and you can do this with any kind of pot. I like to do it with a coffee pot, of course, because it's got the spout and everything, but you can do it with a regular cooking pot if you want to. Stuck out in the wild, happen to have a cooking pot, I don't know. But then what we're going to do is take these coffee grounds, and we're going to dump them right into the coffee there. So it's just sitting. You can see the grounds are just sitting in a mountain kind of on top of the coffee, or on top of the water. It's not quite coffee, I guess, until it's mixed together. I'll stick this on the trusty Coleman stove. And a little shout out to this stove. It's been with me since about 1995, and it's still going strong. So we're going to fire up this stove here. And we're going to get those flames nice and high until this starts boiling. Now with the way I did it here, and I'll have to refer back to the Cowboy on YouTube. In fact, I'll put that link down here in the video. But it's going to start, once it starts boiling, the coffee that's on the top there is going to start bubbling, and it's going to start coming all the way up to the top. So it's important to not leave this on a high heat, because if it starts boiling up to the top like that, and there have been times where it caught me off guard, where I just looked away for a minute, and next thing I know, all of a sudden, all the coffee is pouring all the way over. It's pouring into the burner and everything else. And you got to kill that heat. Not kill it all the way, but turn it down. And I'll show you what that happens, or what that looks like when this starts happening here. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is bust into these Entenmann donuts. And I do like the chocolate ones. Those are my favorite. But in the morning, I like to be a little healthy, so I'm going to have a plain one first. And then I'm going to have a chocolate donut. Got to get that coating down in the stomach before you go to the chocolate. I'm going to give it a little bit of light here. But you can see it's starting to boil, and it starts to puff up around the edges like that. And then it slowly starts working its way into the middle until the whole thing just kind of looks like a clump of mud. Now this is the point that you got to watch it carefully, because within seconds, minutes, depending on how high your heat setting is, mine's just about all the way up. So within a few seconds here, it's going to start to boil. And when it does, it's going to rise up quick, and I got to make sure I get on that heat switch. Okay, so it's taken several minutes, and it's either because my memory serves me wrong, doesn't happen as quick as I thought it did, or because this breeze up here is blowing the burner a little bit, and it's not getting as much direct heat as it needs to. But here it goes. You can see it bubbling up in there, right? And it's going to come up quick. So it's coming up, it's rising up. And what I need to do is adjust that heat before it flows over. So I need to turn that heat down. I'm gonna turn it down about halfway. And I just need to get this to lower down a little bit. I don't want it to blow over. I might have to blow on it. I don't want it to roll over, so might have to blow on it. So that's what I just did. But once this lowers down, what we want to do is we want to try to keep it at a good steady rolling boil like that. And that's the boil we want to maintain for 5 minutes. Now, of course, if you go longer than 5 minutes, it's going to be stronger. The longer, the stronger. So if you go longer, you're going to have some pretty kicking coffee there. Now, I will say, while I was standing here getting this thing going, or waiting for this to bubble up, the mountain breeze, I think it gave me some kind of a sign, because it came through and it just opened this donut box. Like, it's kind of hard for me to open on its own. I wish I had it on video, but the mountain breeze just flipped it open, and I think that was a sign for me to have another donut, perhaps a powdered one. Okay, so it's been going 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the heat on this, and then the last thing we do is we take some cold water and we pour it down the spout first, and then a little bit around the edge of the pot. And what this does is helps the coffee grounds to go to the bottom, so that we don't have all grounds floating in the coffee. So yeah, we've got some smooth coffee coming out there, not a single ground. It looks very bold. I might have let it go a little bit longer than a few minutes, or than 5 minutes, just like a minute longer. But we're gonna go ahead and give it a try. Ooh, that is hot. It is bold. And I think actually 6 minutes was just perfect, because this coffee is exactly how I like it. And it gives you that little kick in the morning to get on with your day. Now, like I said, I learned about this Cowboy coffee from this guy on YouTube here, this Cowboy, and he cooks it up, and he uses these old stoves and these old pots and everything. So I'm gonna link his video down below so you can check out that and see the right way to do it. But I just kind of wanted to show you in our little vlog here how we start our day up here on the ridge.